Yes, this is the Ghetto Free Press. I thought I would come out and talk on the first day of September 2013. I want to talk about black people, African Americans, if you will. All my life I watched blacks play little games. We go to church. We pretend that we are righteous. We can talk real brave in church, how holy we are, and we even get a lot of courage. When it comes down to standing up against the injustices and what's going on in our world, the church, the mosques, synagogues, and others, anywhere you find black people, for the most part, they live in fear, inferiority complexes, and in denial. Very seldom will they say that I'm scared as hell. They'll tell you that God gonna fix my problems, and I have faith that God can move mountains. We hear this all the time. Martin Luther King, for the most part, we talk about him a lot, but there are a lot of soldiers behind Dr. King, in front of him and all around him, that was never written about in the history books. Just like today, many people, they are highly respected in the churches and other places of worship because they play the swinging game. Yeah, that's what I call it, the swing game. The swing game is when you get in a swing and you tell your friends you're going somewhere, and they watch you, and you get them to believe what you believe, that you're going somewhere. They spend their whole life talking about Jesus, what Moses did, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, and the rest of the prophets, priests, and kings that traveled that great line of holy divine. But you can come back in a few days, in a few years, or decades, and you will find those people in the same swing, never learning, never coming into the knowledge of the truth to do what other people are doing, and that is to get some of the federal contracts. Tell your children to not just go to church, because church ain't all of it. Don't tell people that God will take care of all your problems, because He will not. But they won't tell you that because they're scared as hell. You take the birds. I have yet to see one go to church. Squirrels, turkeys, chickens, hawks, snakes. I don't see them praying. And if they do, I don't understand it. They just get up, do what needs to be done. I watch birds. Before they start having the relationship, they build a nest, because they know once they get into that act, that little baby bird's gonna come, and that they must make some preparation for what the two of them are able to produce. And you know, we're so blind and so stupid and ignorant. We allow this system to shove all this violence down our children's throat on TV. Killing, murder, rape, sex, among other things. They will show us that on TV, but they will not tell us how to create a business and how to get involved in local, state, and federal governments in a powerful way. They could teach us on television about the Bilderberg, the Trilateral Commission, the penal system wherein people are making millions and billions of dollars, and how the news media are controlled by a group of slicks and those who are connected to the cliques. They could tell us all that. They could tell us about the diamond fields in Africa and how even some of your powerful religious leaders are benefiting from enslaving people until this very day in Africa. They could tell us this on television. They could even educate the children so they will know math and the sciences even before they start school, instead of putting them little cartoons that don't make no sense. An elephant that talk, a giraffe that jump over a house, a snake that eat potato chips, and a dog that say bow wow 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 meow wow wow wow. So little children go to school and they expect these animals to act like they've been taught and trained and indoctrinated, and then they call them crazy. They have the nerve to even tell you that that don't influence the children. We can have shooting on the television, that don't affect the children. Much like when we was brought up as children and we saw Andy Griffin's show, yet there was no blacks on the Andy Griffin show. Gun smoke, have gun will travel. They travel, but they travel without us. Bonanza and the Ponderosa. Hell, everybody got roasted on the Ponderosa, but not black folk. So the first beneficiaries of affirmative action was white people. All those jobs were set aside for whites only. But they don't want you to even think about that, let alone talk about it. Then when you say something about the black experience, they'll say you are a racist, or they'll say that you want a handout, or you want the government to take care of you, or they'll say you're playing the race card. Well, I say simply to those who say that, hell, just turn the race card over and let history speak for itself. Then the new Black Panther Party, they call them a lot of dirty names. They call NAACP a hate and a reverse racist organization. They call the SCLC the same thing. And we don't have enough sense to understand the technology that they're enforcing and impacting upon our children to believe this nonsense. If any of those organizations are racist and a threat to Americans, all you have to do is pull up the record of the new Black Panther Party, pull up the record of the NAACP, pull up the record of the SCLC, pull up the record of the Urban League, pull up the record of the Congressional Black Caucus, pick up the record of Operation Push under the leadership of Reverend Jesse L. Jackson, pull up the record of NAN under Al Sharpton's leadership, and see if you can find where they wore robes, or if they terrorized any American citizen or anyone else for that matter. See if they went out and lynched anybody. See if they impregnated other people with babies and then left the baby for another race of people to take care of and to treat them as their own. Yet they want us to think and to believe that we are the racists because they control and dominate what is published in our ears and in the ears of our children. And if you begin to speak up for your people and start telling the truth of reality, they'll call you a racist. Much like Valdosta City School Board member Bill Love called me and others, because deep down in his heart, he knows that we are some of the best servants of Jesus Christ and some of the best patriots of this beloved republic. He knows that Crispus Attuck, the first black man to die in the Revolutionary War, and the first American to die in the Revolutionary War. And so black people have fought in every war of this great nation. Yet they don't want you to know the truth about the history of God's darker child that he created in Africa, and as it is coming out now that not to be superior over anybody, but it's being published now even on your conservative radio stations that the black woman is the mother of civilization based on the historical research of white Europeans. And so I don't take no pride in that over the white race or anything else, because if the black man indeed is the original man, it means that we should be more wiser, we should be more intelligent, we should be more loving, we should be more caring. That's all that means. And so, short form, we would have a greater responsibility to help save the nature of this planet, which the divine force created for us to enjoy. And moreover, if we pollute the land and then the land give us pollutants back, we can't blame the earth. We can't blame God. We must blame ourselves. Number one, for not having the courage to say to those who are polluting this planet, who are putting poison and chemicals in our food, but we rather care about our hairdo than we would care about what they are doing to destroy us for the sake of profit. Nobody wants to talk about these powerful things in nature that is contributing to the destruction of life as we know it on this planet. So let me close by saying this. We, black people in particular, we get in the swing and we tell people, I'm going somewhere. Yeah, I'm really moving now. I'm the member of the choir, I'm a preacher, I'm a bishop, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, and I just want to go to heaven, or I want my Porsche, I want my Bentley, I want my Mercedes, and the hell with the rest of the people. They're too damn ignorant to have anything like me. So we get just like the people that came before us. Don't give a damn about you. I got mine and you get yours. I'm on my way somewhere. Yeah, after all, I got my own swing. And so I swing and I swing and I swing. But the bottom line, they're a little different between the swing and the merry-go-round. If all you can do every Sunday is go round and around and around the church, but never go to city council meeting, never go to county commissioners meeting, never know what's going on in your community, never find how federal funds and federal contracts are coming in your beloved community, and you don't give a damn about it, your preachers, your pastors, your imams, your rabbis, they don't even address the issues. And then when a person step up to the plate and ask some questions, because they're tired of seeing our sons and daughters fill the jails, prisons, and probation rows and death row. Find a person that do that. You call them a lot of dirty and ugly names. But then you look back down that line of Holy Divine, and wicked and stupid people always did that. They did it unto the Jesus. They did it unto Jesus, and they're going to continue to do it unto us. But there is something in God's world that inspires the hearts of men to make them go against the odds, although certain people will not support the righteous. They rather trip them up, give them rotten eggs, give them chicken guts to eat, rather than trying to give them the best of the land, because that's the wickedness of their hearts, their mind, and their souls. Yet these same people will run off to church every Sunday, wouldn't miss it for nothing, not even to save the life of a person down the street, because they got to be in their usher's robe. They got to be in the deacon's corner. They got to be on the pulpit. to let people look at them as they ride the merry-go-round on their way to heaven. So I close by saying this to you, that if we can ride the merry-go-round, and if we can swing in the swing, thinking that we have arrived, in a few more days, you will discover that the food you eat is killing you. The water you drink are poisoning you. The people down the street hate you because this is what they teach. I served 21 years in the United States Armed Forces. They taught me how to kill. They taught me how to destroy. They taught me how to hate people that hadn't done nothing to me. But one thing they did not teach me that I possess today, they did not teach me how to love. They didn't teach me how to love. They didn't teach me how not to pick up the gun, but to pick up love and the instruments that come along with love. Gave me patience, gave me understanding, gave me the knowledge to understand that there are 7 words in knowledge, and they all are in order for those who will take the time to look inside of that particular word knowledge. And so now, why did I put this on YouTube? Why am I putting this on YouTube? Because I'm saying to you, they don't want you educated. Education, in my mind, tells me that education means to pull out from within what is already deposited there by a greater power than you yourself or the teachers in your institutions of higher learning. In other words, God have already put education, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding within every life source. What we must do is reach inside of a child to help bring out the greatness that God have put within them. You don't have to force education on a child or into a child. All you have to do is find the method by which to pull out the greatness of that child that God and the laws of nature have deposited within them. But instead of us pulling out what God have put within these children, we give them cartoons that are unreal. So the children learn how to be fake. They are taught how to be imitators, duplicators, imitators, and placators, but never the producers of what God put within them to produce for the good of man, mankind, and the offspring that they will bring forth. So they swing in the swing of life. They ride on the merry-go-round, and they ride for 79 years on a merry-go-round, only to get off when the railway station of death pulls over and say it's your turn to get off now. But what have you contributed to the well-being of showing God that you are a human being and that you did some good and that you reported the news or that you made sure that nobody else was used for you to get rich so you can turn your back on others to act like you are this and you are that when you are nothing more than what is recorded in the volume of sacred law, as well as in the Holy Quran, as well as in the Torah, as well as in the Gita among the Indians. You are nothing but dust, here to serve a purpose to help build a better world. Because in the final analysis, the world that we produce out of our ignorance, stupidity, or riding the merry-go-round, or teaching our children how to destroy themselves, that's the world we're going to have to live in. And once again, we have nobody to blame but ourselves. And so now, just keep on swinging and tell the world that you're going somewhere. In your church, in your mosque, in your synagogue, or staying at home and not going to any of these religious buildings and institutions. But if you're not doing something that can benefit somebody outside of yourself, all your swinging will be lost in the wind. And this is why I give you the Ghetto Free Press, because I do not want my life to be in vain, because I sat down on the roadside and said to the people, I got mine, now you get yours. I am secure in what I have, and you could have it too if you wasn't so stupid and low down and dirty. But what if God say, I withdraw my mind from you, the one that you have, and the mind of the other man, I'm going to let you use it for the rest of your life. Then you become impoverished because you may not have the mental capacity that you once had. So let us learn how to love one another and respect one another. And above all, let's rid ourselves. Let's rid ourselves completely of the Rush Limbaugh and the Glenn Beck mentality. Believe me, that's destructive, very destructive. And you don't see Jesus nowhere in the volume of sacred law talking like Rush Limbaugh, Glenn Beck, Neil Bork, black female colonists, Star Parker, and the rest of the reverse patriots and Christians of this dispensation. This is the Ghetto Free Press, and as the Ghetto Free Press comes to you, this is the voice of the ghetto in Valdosta, South Georgia, and in the United States of America. Bye-bye, we go.